Welcome back, everyone, to AI Explained, where we take your sources and make them into a super interesting deep dive into AI. It's like having a personal expert guide walking you through all the coolest parts. And today we're diving into something that could totally change the future of AI. It's a brand new development, and get this, it's 1 billion times faster than anything in nature. What is it? Supercomputers? Nope. Lasers. That's right, lasers.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing research. It really has the potential to change how we think about AI processing power. And how about energy efficiency? Even smarter AI at the edge.
All right, so let's get into it. This news is from the journal Optica, and they're saying scientists have actually built an artificial neuron powered by lasers. But here's what's really wild. It's like a graded neuron in biology. So what's so special about these graded neurons?
Well, not all neurons in our brains are the same. There are these graded neurons, and then there are spiking neurons. Spiking neurons are more like a light switch. They're either on or off. But graded neurons are more like a dimmer switch, sending these continuous signals that can vary in intensity. So what do you think? Which one sounds more like how our brains work?
Yeah, graded neurons sound a lot more complex,
Oh,
right? Like how our thoughts and feelings actually work, not just on or off.
Exactly. And that's what makes this laser-based neuron so exciting. It works just like a graded neuron, which means a much richer level of information processing. But here's the real kicker. This thing is crazy fast. We're talking 10G baud. That's 10 billion bits of information every second. It's 1 billion times faster than our own neuron.
1 billion times faster. I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
So what does that kind of speed actually mean in real life? Like, can you give us some examples?
Sure. The article says that with this speed, they were able to analyze 100 million heartbeats in 1 second. Or how about this? They processed data from 34.7 million handwritten digits, all in the same amount of time. Think about what this means for fields like medicine, where you need real-time diagnosis, or for security systems that need to analyze tons of data to find threats super fast.
Wow, that's amazing. So how does this laser neuron actually work? I'm picturing it like
Yeah.
lasers shooting back and forth in some tiny computer brain.
Uh-huh. It's actually more elegant than that. See, typical photonic spiking neurons, they have this limitation. When you inject pulses into the gain section of a laser, it causes delays. But these researchers, they ran a really cool workaround. Instead of hitting that gain section, they targeted the saturable absorption section of a quantum dot laser with radio frequencies. This gets rid of those delays, so it's a much faster response.
So it's not just using lasers. It's about using them in a way that's like how our neurons actually work.
Yeah.
And it sounds like there's another big plus to this method. I remember reading something about energy efficiency.
You got it. It's not just faster, it's also simpler. And it needs less energy, which is a huge deal because as AI gets more powerful, it uses a ton of energy. This laser neuron technology could be a real game changer for sustainability.
So it's faster,
Yeah.
more efficient, and it's more like our brains. Is there anything this laser neuron can't do? Wait, I think I read that it can act like a mini neural network all by itself. Is that even possible?
It is. The researchers actually found that the single laser neuron has, get this, powerful memory effects and excellent information processing capabilities. It's basically like having a whole network packed into one tiny unit.
Now that is seriously impressive. How can one neuron do all that? What's the secret?
It all comes down to something called reservoir computing. The article mentions it. It's a type of neural network that's really good at processing time-dependent data. Think about things like speech recognition, where the order of the words really matters, or weather forecasting, where you need to see patterns over time. Now imagine combining the speed of these laser neurons with the power of reservoir computing.
So we could have AI that can analyze really complex data in real time.
Yeah.
And with crazy accuracy. The possibilities are huge.
Exactly. And they've already tested it out. They used this laser neuron to look at heart rhythms. And the results were incredible. 98.4% accuracy at finding irregular heartbeats. Just think about what that means for healthcare.
Wow. From heartbeats to handwritten digits. It seems like this laser neuron can handle just about anything. But I'm guessing the researchers aren't stopping there. What's next?
Oh, they're just getting started. They're already talking about connecting multiple laser neurons together to create even more complex networks. Remember we talked about the human brain and its billions of interconnected neurons? Well, this research could be how we create AI systems that are truly like our brains in their complexity and processing power.
That's both really exciting.
Yeah.
And a little bit scary. We're talking about AI that could be even smarter than us.
Yeah.
Where do we even go from here?
That's the question, isn't it? And we'll definitely keep exploring it as our deep dive continues.
Okay, so this laser neuron technology could totally change the game for AI. But where do we go from here? What about real-world uses? And what could it mean for different industries?
Well, we talked about healthcare and how the speed and accuracy could revolutionize how we diagnose and treat diseases, especially something like heart disease, where every second is critical. But it's not even just about speed. It's the amount of data these laser neurons can process. Like, imagine AI systems that can analyze complex medical images, predict patient outcomes, even personalize treatment plans in real time, all thanks to these laser neurons.
It's like having a whole team of medical geniuses working 24/7, crunching numbers and finding insights that could save lives. That's amazing. What about other industries, though? Where else could these laser neurons make a difference?
Let's think about finance for a second. That's a field that lives and breathes data analysis and split-second decisions. So imagine laser-powered AI systems that can go through mountains of financial data, identify trends, and make trades. Super fast and accurate, we could see a massive shift in how markets work, with AI taking a much bigger role.
It sounds like some kind of high-stakes algorithmic chess match, played at warp speed. But what about us humans? Are we talking about a future where Wall Street is run by robots?
That's a question that comes up all the time. When we talk about AI and how it could change jobs, it's definitely a valid concern. But it's important to remember, AI is a tool, just like any other tool. It can be used for good or bad. It all depends on us.
So it's not about AI replacing people. It's about people and AI working together, using each other's strengths to get better results.
Exactly. Imagine human traders and analysts working side by side with these AI systems, each one contributing what they're good at. Humans bring creativity, intuition, and understanding of human behavior, while AI brings speed, accuracy, and crazy data processing power. It's a true partnership.
It makes sense. It's not us versus them. It's us with them. And this idea of working together, it goes way beyond finance. We can see scientists using AI to speed up research, engineers using it to design better infrastructure, artists using it to create brand new art forms. The possibilities are really endless.
Absolutely. And that brings us to maybe the most important question of all. What are the ethical things we need to consider? As this technology gets even better, we've seen how powerful it can be. But you know what they say, with great power comes great responsibility.
You're right. We need to make sure that AI helps people, not controls them or manipulates them. How do we make sure these amazing advances are used for good?
That is the question, and it's one we definitely need to explore more as we continue our deep dive.
We've talked about the incredible potential of these laser neurons to revolutionize everything, from healthcare to finance. But as we enter this new age of AI, we need to talk about the big question, the ethical side of things. This tech is powerful, and like they say, with great power comes great responsibility. So how do we make sure it's used for good?
Right, that's the big question, isn't it? And there's no easy answer. I mean, we've seen it over and over again throughout history. Any new technology, it can be used for good or for bad. It really all comes down to human choices and how we decide to use these advancements.
So we have to be proactive, right? We can't just wait and see what happens. We have to start thinking about the risks now and come up with guidelines for responsible AI development.
Absolutely. One of the biggest worries with AI, especially as it gets more and more powerful, is bias. You see, AI systems learn from data, and if that data has biases that already exist in society, the AI can just keep those biases going, and that can lead to unfair or discriminatory results.
That's a scary thought. Imagine an AI system that's used for approving loans, but it's been trained on data that reflects past discrimination in lending. It could end up denying loans to people based on things like race or gender, even if those things have nothing to do with whether they can repay the loan.
Exactly. That's why it's so important to make sure that the data used to train these AI systems is diverse, representative, and doesn't have any bias in it. We also need to develop ways to check these AI systems, to find and fix any bias that might be there.
So it's not just about the technology itself, it's about the data it uses and the people who are designing and building it. We need a multi-pronged approach to ethical AI development.
That's right. Another big thing to think about is transparency. As these AI systems become more and more complex, it can be really hard to understand how they're making decisions. And this lack of transparency can be a problem, especially when those decisions have big consequences for people.
Like if an AI is being used to make hiring decisions or even medical diagnoses, we need to be able to understand why it's making those decisions.
Exactly. We have to develop AI systems that are explainable, where we can trace back how they came to a decision and understand why a particular outcome was reached. This will help us trust AI more and make sure it's being used fairly and responsibly.
Transparency, fairness, accountability. These are all crucial for ethical AI development. It's a big challenge, but we can't ignore it.
And it's not just up to the scientists and engineers who are building this technology. It's a conversation that everyone needs to be a part of. Policymakers, ethicists, the public, we all need to work together to create a framework for AI development that benefits everyone.
So what can our listeners do to stay informed and be part of this important conversation?
Well, there are a few things. Stay up to date on the latest AI developments and the ethical challenges that come with them. There are a lot of great resources out there, online and in libraries. Talk about AI ethics with your friends and family. The more we talk about these issues, the better prepared we'll be to deal with them.
And remember, the future of AI isn't set in stone. It's something we're shaping right now. Your voice matters. Your choices matter.
Absolutely. As we've seen with this amazing laser neuron technology, the possibilities are truly endless. It's up to us to make sure those possibilities lead to a better future for everyone.
Well, that wraps up our deep dive into the world of laser neurons and the ethical questions that come with this game-changing technology. It's been a fascinating journey, and we hope you've learned some new and thought-provoking things along the way.
We hope you keep exploring this topic, stay curious, and be part of the conversation about the future of AI.
If you enjoyed this deep dive, be sure to subscribe to AI Explained for more explorations into the amazing world of artificial intelligence. Thanks for listening.